Good evening, everybody, and welcome. How are you all doing? Hope you're all keeping well. This is a late arranged live stream thanks to the announcement today about the Beatles Get Back film coming in November. Lots to discuss, lots of questions. I don't ever remember a release announcement like this that left me with so many questions at the end of it. So I'm going to try and cover those. Obviously, I don't have the answers necessarily. I have my thoughts and my opinions, as I always do. But I want to know what you think as well about this. And there's certain specific things that I want to cover. But anybody who's got any comments about this release, let me know. So I thought we could just have a bit of a chat about it. And I've also, if any of you are following me on Twitter, you may have seen that I decided about an hour ago that not only are we going to be talking about the new Get Back release tonight, but I thought that this was a good chance to do something else. I've been thinking for a while about doing, these World Cups that I do. I was thinking of doing a live one, and I thought, why don't I do a live Let It Be album World Cup? Please don't switch off. Please stay. So I think we're going to talk about this release, what it is, what it isn't. Is it coming to cinemas, isn't it? All that kind of thing. And then afterwards, if you want to stick around, you are more than welcome. I've got all the names of all the Let It Be songs in this dish. And we're going to do a live World Cup, or as somebody suggested a few minutes ago, let's a Euro 2020 of Let It Be songs. And you are going to help decide what goes through in each round here. I'm going to go with majority decisions. So if people don't like the winner, I can sit back and not take the blame on this occasion. So I don't know how long this is going to last. I'll be around as long as it takes, folks. But hello, everybody. I can see a lot of hellos coming through. Hello, everybody. Just while people join, because it usually takes a few minutes for people to get a ping on the phone to know that these things are happening, I just wanted to cover a question that got asked a few minutes ago by, I think it was Sai, who said, do we know any more about the All Things Must Pass CD Blu-ray box set, what size it's going to be? Because there's been a lot of debate about that. Amazon updated their product dimensions thing where it says how big it is a few days ago. And if it's to be believed, if it's right, then it's going to be about the size or just very, very slightly bigger than this Beatles Christmas box set. Now, for comparison, here's a CD box set. So, bigger. Not Lennon Ultimate size or McCartney Archive size, but certainly bigger than a normal CD box. That's what Amazon are suggesting. This is sealed and up for sale, folks. If anybody wants to put in a cheeky bid, let me know. But enough of this salesman nonsense. So, yeah, that's the latest on that site. I would also, if you want to scroll up right towards the top of the chat for this, there's a few links. Thank you to Gerard Joseph, who I think is with us. He sent me these links earlier on. And I thought it was worth sharing them with you. Just some links to some things like, especially the Variety magazine article about this announcement, which is pretty interesting. It's worth a read, but not now, later. Thank you very much. So they're there if you want to have a look at those later, and thanks to Gerard for sending those through. Right, so apologies if I've missed anything particularly earth-shattering or interesting in the comments. I may well have done. So I think, we've just cracked 100 people on the stream. Brilliant, thank you everybody. It still seems ridiculous to me that people want to tune into my nonsense, but there you go. So I think let's get started with the main business of the evening. So the Beatles Get Back, Peter Jackson's movie, has been announced as coming to Disney Plus on November 25th, 26th, and 27th. I've got some questions about that. Certainly, that we'll come on to. And it's 6 hours long. Wow. That was a surprise. So, I was trying to take all this in earlier on, because this came out of the blue. I mean, with things like All Things Must Pass, I think it was kind of known about a week beforehand that we were going to get an announcement. This just came out of the blue today. So first of all, I'm gonna be canvassing opinion from you folks here. So I want to know what you think about. First question on this: do you think that we'll still get some kind of slimmed down version as a cinema release? Because it was originally planned as a cinema release. Let me know, yes or no, in the comments. Do you think we will get? Not do you want? Do you think we'll get a cinema release? And I'll tell you what I think. For anybody who cares. I'm less optimistic than I was just after the announcement. So just after the announcement, and when loads and loads of people were saying, "Oh, I can't believe we're not going to be getting this at the cinema," my initial thought was, "Well, how do you know that? It doesn't say. It doesn't say one way or the other. It may well be that they've got this 6-hour version that's going to come onto Disney Plus, and no doubt you'll be able to buy it as well afterwards, Blu-ray, DVD, that kind of thing." But who's to say that this theatrical version that we know they've been working on, that was kind of the main thing they said right from the start, that might also come as a sort of a teaser for the cinemas. I at first I thought, well, surely that'll happen. Then I sort of backed off from that and thought, do you know what? No, they didn't mention it. And now I'm kind of leaning the other way again, and I'm wondering if they're deliberately not mentioning it now because they just don't know. They don't know what the situation is with cinemas, theatres, whatever you call them in your part of the world, and obviously COVID, and maybe they want to delay the decision. Maybe, if cinemas are sort of properly opening back up by August, they might be crying out for things to show, and they might, with 2-3 weeks notice say, yes, we can get it in cinemas, and it's coming on, was it August 27th, something like that. So I wonder if they're just sort of hanging back, and they don't want to announce it for the cinemas for definitely in case that gets taken away, and they don't want to say definitely not in case they find that they could have done it. So anyway, that's my thoughts. I'm going to scroll back now and see what your thoughts were. We've got a lot of no, I hope so, no, yes, no. Most of you are thinking no. I would say that's probably like an 80% of you think no, it's not coming to the cinemas. Well, we will no doubt find out within the next couple of months. You'd think in 2 months. You'd think early August. I mean, I'm no expert in how this cinema distribution thing works. How much notice do they need? But maybe they're trying to leave it as long as possible to decide whether or not they can do this. So I certainly hope that there's still whatever was originally thought of as the theatrical version, because they've got it. They might as well do something with it if they can. I'm hoping that'll come at some point. But 6 hours, I keep saying, I'm not going to say 6 hours in a normal voice, it's 6 hours on Disney Plus. So first of all, let's think about Disney Plus. Who here has Disney Plus? I don't yet. I'm going to get it for this, definitely. I want it for other reasons as well. But I don't currently have Disney Plus. Do you have Disney Plus? Disney Plus, let us know. Because the people who've got Disney Plus might be able to answer a question here. So when it says that it's released on the 25th, 26th and 27th of November, does that mean that the first episode is available to stream from then? The second episode is available to stream from the 26th and the last episode from the 27th? Is that how it works? I guess it doesn't have a schedule like a traditional TV channel would have. I assume it's more like Netflix where something's either there or it isn't, and you can watch it. So yeah, if you've got Disney Plus, let us know if you think that it would be just available from the 25th, or whether they're actually sort of physically showing it at that time. Because I'm assuming that it's just going to be available from. Quite a few of you are saying you have Disney Plus, and obviously plenty of you don't as well. So that's Paul is asking how long was the anthology? 6 hours at least. Well, I think the TV version, Paula, was, well, certainly in the UK anyway, it was 6 episodes of 1 hour, but then you had sort of 15 minutes of adverts in that. So I think it worked out at about 4.5 hours. But the full thing that you could buy on DVD was about 10 hours. So, I mean, to think more than half of the anthology length is coming just dedicated to those January 69 sessions is pretty incredible. And it does say as well, I don't know how closely any of you have read this detail, and I've I've read it a couple of times, but there'll be things that haven't gone in yet. It does say that there is going to be a full, unedited, uncut rooftop concert, 43 minutes of that, presumably in the final episode. So that's great. That brings me another question I'm going to think about in a little while. So I think, it looks like quite a few of you have got it. Some of you are thinking of getting it, like I am, definitely. Bruce, 6 hours isn't long. There's 50 odd hours of footage. Yeah, there's 50 odd hours of footage, but blimey, 6 hours. I think that's probably more than any of us were expecting. We probably weren't even expecting 6 hours of audio in what we assume is coming as like a remix deluxe CD box set, vinyl, whatever. So I think 6 hours is more than certainly I was expecting. So, right, Gerard says, you have Disney Plus. It's only been shown on those November dates. So that means then that you've got to have Disney Plus on the 25th, 26th and 27th. And what, you can only watch the episodes on those dates? Is that right? Is that how they sometimes do things? That's not what I was expecting, I must admit. Hi Graham, you hope it's not full of adverts on Disney Plus. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I would imagine it won't be. I hope it won't be anyway. I mean, certainly if you watch a film on Netflix or anything you watch on Netflix, it doesn't break off for adverts. So I can't see there being adverts. And I think I've just seen Good Songs says no adverts yet. Will there be a whole new soundtrack album too, says Jeff. Well, that's a separate thing. I think we'll come on to talk about that very soon. But yeah, there's going to be. But will it be a soundtrack album to the film? Or will it have been done completely separately? We don't know the answer to that yet. So yeah, Nathan's come up with a good point. You can always wait and use a free trial to watch. So I think you can often get like a 7-day free trial. Or, you know, if you do subscribe for a month, I think it would, I don't know exactly what the cost is, but it might be sort of £6, £7, £8 converted to dollars, whatever that is. And I think for a month, for getting 6 hours worth of brand new Beatles footage, I'm certainly happy to pay that. So Marcus is saying pretty much what Gerard's saying as well then. Episode 1 will be available on the first day, episode 2 on the second day, etc. So it does sound like you've got to be pretty on the ball then, and you can't just sort of rock up a week later maybe. Because it definitely says, and I think I've got this, I've got a bit of a browser screen going on here, as you can probably see. And I'm going to just try and scroll to the relevant bit. It does say somewhere... each episode is approximately 2 hours in length, rolling out over 3 days, November 25th, 26th, 27th, exclusively on Disney+. And I think their official blurb said as well that it will debut exclusively on Disney+. And I think that's really important wording, I think, is that it will debut exclusively. So that doesn't mean it's only ever going to be there. And a lot of people are saying, oh, I really hope there's a Blu-ray DVD release. There's absolutely got to be. They're not gonna. I mean, Disney will be paying them good money for this. Let's not pretend that they're not. But it's not gonna be the kind of money that the Beatles are going to want to make. This is going to be out. We've not got confirmation of that, but I'll be absolutely astonished if you can't buy it. I think the one thing that is slightly concerning me is the date, back end of November. Does that give it enough time for them then to release it, to buy it? And maybe that's why they've specifically got some kind of a deal that says you can only show it over those 3 days because we want it removing off Disney because we're going to sell it in time for Christmas. Maybe that's me speculating, but there you go. That's what I think might happen. Lewis, just noticed my note in the background. Oh, that. Yeah. Yeah, everything's... Well, a lot of stuff's in storage at the moment. I'm supposed to be moving house and it's all going disastrously, utterly wrong. And it might not even happen now. And I'm having a really, really bad week. And this is trying to take my mind off that. So that's just put it back in my mind now. So I'm going to move on quickly before I start crying in a corner. Because that's not good. Where are we? If you've made a comment and I've missed it because they're coming thick and fast, please paste it, type it again, or copy and paste it again, and I'll try and get to it. Hi Mazzy, how you doing? They may have a 6-month exclusivity before home video. Maybe so. I guess they will have cut a deal with Disney, and we don't know what the terms of that deal is. It might be something like you say, 6-month exclusivity. It might not be. But that's just as good a suggestion as the one I came up with, I think. So we'll just find out in the fullness of time. Vinyl Guy 590, the Vanity Fair article is fantastic. It absolutely is. I've got it here as well, actually, on another browser. It's got some great photographs at the top. At the very top of the live stream chat, again, I mentioned that Gerard, who's on here, had given me some links. I posted those. There's a link to this Vanity Fair article. It's well worth a read later on, as if you've not seen it already. It's really good. So Disney, Anthony, Disney Plus doesn't work like live TV. It's like Netflix, where it comes out and then you can watch it at your please or leisure. Okay, but I think we're getting some slightly conflicting answers here about whether it's just going to be available for a few days or what. I guess we'll find out. As Mazzy noted, Disney is likely to have a 6-month exclusivity, which means no physical media release probably until May of 2022. Possibly so. It's quite interesting, this clash of the Beatles, Apple, this sort of giant of music, and Disney, the juggernaut. The Beatles sort of Apple company can generally kind of do what they like with a lot of things, and it might be that Disney have actually got the upper hand on this, and maybe they're dealing with something that's much bigger than they're used to having to maybe bow to, because the Disney machine is one heck of a machine, as any of us who've been to Disney World will know full well about. We will see what kind of exclusivity comes. Mazzy's saying it won't be shown only for those 3 days. It will be available for the duration of their agreement. So we'll see how long the agreement is. So I think, there's definitely some between us here coming here tonight. I think we've all come with different thoughts as to what it is, and hopefully we can try and unpick some of it and try and pick what seem to be the best theories and answers about what on earth's going to happen. So I'm sure it's going to come to Blu-ray DVD eventually, whether that is 6 months like Mazzy says, whether it's in time for Christmas, no idea. But it'd be very interesting to see what's on there. Hopefully the full 6 hours. Might they even put a theatrical version on there? You know, you sometimes get that with... I've got quite a few movies on DVD and Blu-ray where it comes with a theatrical version and a director's cut, both in one. We'll see. And it will be an interesting package, but I hope that doesn't mean that whatever, like the biggest Let It Be, for example, deluxe music package, I hope that's not delayed similarly if it is going to be 6 months after November. I'm hoping that maybe now that it's going to be two separate things, hopefully we're going to get a box set like we've had with Sgt. Pepper, White Album, Abbey Road. Hopefully still get that this year, but that's by no means certain now at all. And then hopefully the video, the Peter Jackson element, will be a separate thing that comes later on. I hope they're not going to wait until everything's available to release it in one go. But we don't know. Yeah, Mazzy, they will make more money from Disney than in a theatrical run. That's, like I'm saying about the Disney is huge. They will definitely put some big money into this, I would imagine. What have we got under here? Jail Drama. I guess Apple is going to want something for Beatles fans to put under their Christmas tree, so possibly the audio box set comes out in time. I'll be happy with that. Yeah, I definitely agree. I can't see them going all this year without some major Beatles release that you can actually buy. So that sounds perfectly feasible. Paula says, seeing the rooftop concert in the theatre sounds like heaven though. Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? So it's really sort of up in the air now whether or not that'll happen, but it sounds like, if there was a swingometer there, it's probably leaning a little bit towards no. But I don't think we know for certain, but I think it seems likely it's not going to happen. Hi Emmett, how are you doing? Still no info on the music editions. I've not seen anything specific on that at the moment, and I think today's news has kind of thrown the cat amongst the pigeons as well a little bit. But like I said a couple of minutes ago, I hope that they keep that as a separate thing. But we'll find out. What else have we got? Hi, John Norris. Maka was in LA recently, said he was going to see a cut of the film by Peter Jackson. Yes, that's right. That was on one of those live streams that he did when he was promoting McCartney 3 Imagined, wasn't it? I saw that one, and he was saying that he was watching it and Ringo was going to be watching it. It goes into detail about that in the Vanity... Is it Vanity Fair or Variety? Vanity Fair. I might have said Variety earlier, I don't know. Vanity Fair article talks about that, so that's worth a look. Right, what have we got? So, Peter Jackson is the king of the extended director's cut. Yeah, absolutely. I think this is in safe hands with Peter Jackson. I think he's proved himself, especially with that World War One movie that he did a year or two back as well. That I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be as big and grand as it could be. There was a comment earlier. I think it was Gerard saying something about extra, even something extra above the 6 hours. Is that, if you're still around, Gerard, is that something that you know, or is that something that you're hoping for? It'd be interesting to know. Dustin, good point here. I feel the original Let It Be film will be in with the box set as one of the Blu-rays. So this is something that there was no mention of today in this release. And if you go back to last year when the whole thing was announced, it definitely said, it made it quite clear that the original Let It Be movie will be made available, I think was the words that they used. They didn't say whether that meant made available to go and watch in a cinema, made available in a Blu-ray package, made available to watch on TV. It didn't say how, but there was no mention of that today. So I'm hoping that they're not going to sweep that under the carpet and decide to backtrack on that. That would be disappointing. If they do backtrack on it, I can only imagine that they really, really love this new movie and think, actually, this is the one that we want people to see. We still don't want people seeing that, but I really hope that that they don't go back on what they told us last year. Chris says there was mention subtle in the Vanity Fair interview that the original would be available. I must have missed that when I read it. It was a big article to take in. So if you've seen that, excellent. I hope that's the case. We will find out. There's suggestions here or thoughts maybe that the Michael Lindsay Hogg, the original film, won't be released until next year. Yeah, maybe they want people to sort of really get to love the Peter Jackson movie, and then they can sort of hit us with the other one as look how depressing it was originally. It does make me think as well, and I've talked about this previously, that what an ideal time this would be to get the anthology out on streaming as well. Maybe they've done a deal with Disney for that as well, tied in with this. But like probably some people have, probably a lot of people have, all of us, got a much bigger telly now than we did back in the 90s when this thing first came out. And so I've got a 60-inch telly, which is is big. And there'll be people out there who've got a lot bigger, but I've got a 60-inch TV, and you can see now when you watch the anthology, it looks dated. So any cleaning up they can do of that film, and I think it wasn't shot to film. I think it was shot to sort of TV film, which is makes it more difficult or impossible. I'm not sure which to get proper HD, but things like the graphics, the overlays, they just look really they look like they were typed on a fax machine or something. If they're able to remove those and make those modern and just make it look nicer, I think it would be an ideal time to get the anthology out. They should have done it last year, I thought, for the 25th anniversary of Anthology, but maybe because of the delay to the movie, because of COVID, maybe it scuppered it. But I certainly think it's time for that. Yeah. Good question from Paula, who remembers seeing the original Let It Be in the theatres. I certainly don't, because I wasn't around then, I'm pleased to say. Pleased to say? No, I would have loved to have been around then. You know what I mean. What else have we got? Anthology was in 16:9. Yeah, it's not in widescreen, so it's going to be difficult. But I don't think that means that they should exclude it completely. Dustin says you think the original will only be in the deluxe box set, not any lesser issues. I think that's a perfectly fair comment and sounds reasonable. Ruby's letting us know about some videos that she's got coming tomorrow, so that would be good to check that out. And of course, yes, Happy birthday tomorrow, Sir James Paul McCartney, 79 years old. Wow. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next year for his 80th, isn't it? I'm hoping there's going to be some big fuss made about that. But happy birthday, Sir Paul, for tomorrow. Not that he's ever going to see this. Anthology was probably filmed on professional videotape. I don't think it was filmed on 35mm like a traditional movie would, and that could then be blown up really big and proper quality. I think that's not the case as far as I remember reading. We've got Tyrone. We've got a mention of Neil Innes. What's caused Neil Innes to be mentioned? But yes, the lovely Neil Innes. What a chap. Met him a couple of times, and what a fine man he was. So what else do we think about this Get Back movie? So we've talked about possibly how long it might be on Disney Plus for, how that might affect cinema release, when we think it might come out as some sort of a box set to buy, probably next year, you'd imagine, most likely. So I think all very exciting. I will, of course, I'll get my little plug in as usual. I will, of course, be following this release every step of the way. So please join me on that journey, definitely. And it's going to be fun. I'll buy Sheffield and beyond. Thank you for joining. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to, and don't go anywhere, please stay with me while I explain. I'm going to do my World Cup or Euro 2020, if you'd rather do that, of Let It Be songs while we're in a Let It Be mood. So if you missed it at the start, I said that I've been thinking for a while about doing a live World Cup. Some of you will have seen these where I've done World Cup of White Album songs, early Beatles solo albums, and it's all a complete draw out of a hat. And we pit these songs against each other and see what comes out the winner. But I'm going to do a live one tonight of the Let It Be songs, and I'm going to get your input to help choose the winners as we go through. So it's like a knockout style draw. I'm going to do the draw now. I've got all the songs listed in here. I'm going to do the draw, and let me just get my screen ready. This could be, ladies and gentlemen, a logistical nightmare. But I've tried to think about this, and I've tried to get it so that this might actually work. We will see. You will see I've got an amazing spreadsheet here. There are 12 songs. I ain't got enough hands. There are 12 songs on the Let It Be album. We need to whittle those down to 8 in the first round, so don't worry about the maths, but 4 songs are going straight through into the next round, and the remaining 8 will play against each other for the remaining 4 places. And round 1 is going to be on songwriting. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull these out, and you're just going to have to bear with me a little moment. I'll try and make this as quick and painless as possible while I get the song names, excuse me, into this spreadsheet, and then we can work through it. So anyway, here we go. I don't know what order these in. The first 2 that get drawn out are going to be going straight through into round 2. So I've picked 2 out here. So our first one is Dig a Pony. Inexplicably has made it into the second round, purely because luck of the draw. That might be the only way that it was going to get there. So Dig a Pony will be there, and in the second round it's going to play Ive Got A Feeling. Right, okay, so let's get that in there. Okay, so we're doing our first round matches now. First round matches, we've got, I'm going to pick 2 out of here. Yeah, okay, so we've got I Me Mine. Are we still there? Is this as much of a logistical nightmare as I feared it might be? Just bear with me one moment. I Me Mine will play 2 of us in the first round. Okay. I really am doing this as quick as I can, folks. And then we have got our next 2 are going to be... Oh, I picked 3 out there. Right. We've got the one after 909. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. We'll play Get Back. Now remember, you're going to be choosing the winners here in these categories. I am merely going to act as casting vote if I think I can't split them. So it's all down to you, folks. Our next 2 is going to be Dig It. Surely not a favourite for the title. Oh, I'm going to. That's going to be quicker to just type that one in. We'll play For You, Blue. Okay. Anybody still with me? If you're watching on catch up, you're the lucky ones because you can fast forward this bit. But this is live TV, folks. Okay, the next two are Let It Be, the big guns. And who's that playing against? That is playing against. Oh, that's a clash in the first round. Across the Universe. Okay. Right, we're nearly there. The last two. There are two. Oh yeah, there are two left in here. That's good. That's now empty. We have got The Long and Winding Road. These are going straight through into the next round. I'm going to have a look in a moment and see if anybody's actually stuck with us through this. Maggie May is the last one out. Okay, right. There's... No. Right, there's our draw. There is our draw. So, have I still got anybody? I've actually still got about the same number of people as I did at the start. Wow. Okay. I've just seen Paula say the maths of this perplexes me. It does take a little bit of getting your head round. Yes, I realise that. Okay, so this is... I need to make sure that I can see your comments because you're voting on this, folks. And you might get to see just what an emotional roller coaster these World Cups are for me when I do them. Usually, well, I say live, not live to you, but live as in I don't know what the draw's going to be and I have to think of it on the spot. So round one is. I'm hoping you can see that. Let me just make this a bit bigger. Okay, round one is songwriting. That's what we're looking at. It doesn't necessarily mean what's the best song or which is your favourite. We're talking about which do you think is best for songwriting. Okay? So we've got I Me Mine versus Two of Us. I'm glad I'm not choosing this one, to be honest. Let's have your comments, folks. Which do you want to put into the next round based on songwriting? Is it I Me Mine or is it Two of Us? Andrew says this is what happens when you do the worst Beatles album as a World Cup. Well, it's got some fantastic songs on it, but I understand it's sort of nearer the bottom of the list than the top for me as well, definitely. Right, so we're going to get some answers through. Where's Don't Let Me Down? Well, exactly, Paula. It wasn't on the album to start with, so which was ridiculous. It should have been. And that's why it's not here. Just because they'd put it as a B-side. So we've got... right, I'm going to try and figure out what's getting the most votes here. Two of us, I Me Mine. 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 Two of us. I think there's no doubt here. I Me Mine's got a few more votes, but Two of Us is... Two of Us has definitely won that. You have spoken, folks. You have put Two of Us, two Ive Us, as I've typed, into the second round. You see how difficult this is. Okay, next up, remember, it's songwriting. Which do you think is the better written song? It is One After 909 versus Get Back. That's our next round one clash. Which do you think, in terms of songwriting, is the best song? And I'm going to shut up for a moment and have a sup of my cup of tea while I wait for some answers to come through. I could do a little commentary, couldn't I? One After 909, very early Beatles song, wasn't it? They worked on it back in 63. Sort of a classic sort of three-chorder, traditional sort of blues kind of tune, but done in an upbeat fashion. Get Back, Paul's classic late Beatles era. We've got votes coming through. There's some people still voting for I Me Mine. I think you might be a little behind on the watch there because it's lost. It's been knocked out already. So what we've got: Get Back, 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 Get. I've not even seen anybody vote for One After 909 yet. I don't think there's any doubt there. Emmett's voted for One After 909. So's I Do Wish 12, but there's no doubt about that, is there? Get Back has absolutely trounced that. Your decision, folks, not mine. So, oh, please let the right song win here. Right, our next round, not next round, our next matchup in round 1 for songwriting. Which do you think is the better written song? Is it Dig It or is it For You Blue? Please make the right decision here, folks. Please. So let's see which you vote for. We should probably get, is it 4 chords, Ian? Sorry. 3 and a spare, definitely. So we're still getting votes through for Get Back. Get Back's definitely won that one, no doubt. Right, okay, we've got some votes coming through now. There's a bit of a time delay, as you can probably tell. This is an instance where you can tell that quite a lot. For You Blue is definitely taking an early lead. I've not seen Dig It get a vote yet. For You Blue is obviously and clearly and quite rightly absolutely winning this. As I was hoping you weren't going to... as people in Britain will know, I was hoping you weren't going to do a Boaty McBoatface on me there. You'll know what I'm talking about. So yeah, For You Blue, absolutely. Andrew Galvin sums it up there. For You Blue, simply because Dig It has no songwriting in it. It's a jam. There you go. So For You Blue is through. All right, our last... Oh, Jesus. This is a heavyweight clash to finish off round 1. In songwriting, okay, we're talking about songwriting here. Which is the better written song? Is it Let It Be or is it Across the Universe? See what I have to contend with when I do these and things like this happen in the first round. Let It Be or Across the Universe. It's going to be... I think I know which one's going to win this, but it's certainly going to be harsh on... It's going to be harsh on whatever loses. Anthony says, any chance you can tell us the story of Let It Be before we vote on it? The story of Let It Be? What, the story of the song? There's about 2 million Paul McCartney videos where he talks about it. So are we... Right, okay, let me concentrate on this because I don't know whether this is going to be close or not. Let me have a think. Right, Across the Universe, Let It Be. Across the Universe, Let It Be. Across the Universe, Let It Be. Let It Be, Let It Be. Across the Universe, Let It Be. Across the Universe, Let It Be. And as I scroll down... Oh, this is tough. This is close. I really want to try and figure this one out because this is not easy to figure out. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Let it be Across the Universe. A lot of votes coming for Let It Be, and then there's sort of several in a row for Across the Universe. Let It Be. I think Let It Be is shading this. It is very close. As I expected it would, because that is a real heavyweight clash. I think this is very close, but I think Let It Be has just shaded it. And as I have the casting vote, I am going with Let It Be. And I think you did too, just overall. But wow, that was interesting. Ruby says it was tough as they are both amazing songs. Yes, absolutely. That was not easy. So that was the end of round 1, songwriting. Round 2, epicness. My favourite round. So in round 2, we are purely judging these songs on kind of how epic are they. And the epicness might be in the recording itself. It might be in the story of the song. But we're talking about how epic these are. This is round 2. Our first clash in round 2 is Dig a Pony versus I've Got a Feeling. For epicness. Which do you think? Yeah. Paula says, okay, that was more upsetting than it should have been. Yeah, I know. I know it is. I think I see lots of people here doing multiple votes now for Across the Universe. I can see what you're doing. Don't think I can't. But at the time when I kind of stopped the voting, it was very close. I think Let It Be had just edged it. So there you go. So anyway, it's I've Got a Feeling versus Dig a Pony on epicness. We've got some votes coming through. I've Got Feelings getting a few there. I've Got a Feeling, Got a Feeling, Got a Feeling. Digger Pony's got 1 vote. Sheffield and Beyond is back. I thought you'd gone. You're back again. Hello. Is abstaining. I've Got a Pony, yeah, or Digger Feeling. There's no doubt here. I've Got a Feeling has won that. Okay. That is through to the semi-final. We've then got, we've got two poll songs here. Two of Us versus Get Back for epicness. Okay, that's our category, remember. How epic are these songs? Two of Us versus Get Back. Let us know your votes, folks. And we will see what's going through into the semi-final. Blast from Your Past, you prefer the lyric content in Digger Pony. Fair enough. There's the, originally it was really, it was many minutes long, wasn't it? And we just got a little snippet of it on the album. But it was way over 10 minutes. I think Get Back is, yes, Get Back's winning this. There's a few votes coming through for Two of Us, but nowhere near as many as there are for Get Back. So that's a shame on Two of Us, because that is absolutely one of my favourite songs on the album. But it's got to go. You know, the draw says that it was up against Get Back. It was up against a heavyweight. So, Get Back's through to the semi-final there. Oh, I can see something happening here. We'll talk about this momentarily. So, our next clash in round 2 on epicness is For You Blue, George's For You Blue versus Paul's Let It Be. Which is the most epic song out of those two? Is this a contest? I'm not sure. Let's have a look. So let's see let's see what comes through on the votes. Paula, you think Maggie May shouldn't be included? Well, yeah, but it is a listed song on the album of Let It Be, and that's why I've included it. I would much rather have had Don't Let Me Down in instead, but they didn't put it on the album, foolishly. So, Let It Be or For You Blue. Let's see what we get coming through here. Let it be, For You Blue. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. It's never in doubt, was it, really? Never in any doubt whatsoever. Let It Be is through. You have put Let It Be emphatically through into the semi-final. So our last second round match on epicness. It's inexplicably it's The Long and Winding Road versus Maggie May. Which could possibly win this, do we think? Interesting, and we're going with the Let It Be version here. So this is the Phil Spector strings, heavenly choirs, Paul being annoyed version of Long and Winding Road we're talking about. But which is the most epic out of Long and Winding Road or Maggie May? Let me know, and we will then complete our semi-final lineup. And I think we might have something interesting that's becoming obvious here as we go through. Long and Winding Road. Really, Long and Winding Road, do you think is more epic than Maggie May? Yeah, it's never in doubt, was it? The Long and Winding Road. If they had only known 50-something years ago we would be sitting here doing this. Yes, Paula. Yes, they might have thought twice about putting Maggie May in. Yeah, it's not in doubt, is it? It's the Long and Winding Road. Let me be lazy and do a copy and paste job here. Okay, can you see what's happening, folks? Or can you see what has happened? Our 4 semi-finalists are the Paul McCartney song Ive Got A Feeling, that does have a John Lennon middle section, admittedly. The Paul McCartney song Get Back, the Paul McCartney song Let It Be, and the Paul McCartney song Long and Winding Road. If I'd done this, if I'd have chosen these 4 songs, I would have been getting absolutely mullered in the comments. Look at the Paul fanboy putting all his songs through into the semi-final. You did this, folks. Absolutely. But this kind of backs up my thought that the Let It Be album, I believe, is John Lennon's poorest contribution to a Beatles album. especially if you're talking in terms of what happened during January 69, the sessions there, because Across the Universe, the recording that is on the album isn't even from 1969. It was done like a year or so earlier. So if you look at John Lennon's contributions on this album, Dig a Pony, Dig It, is that it? Maggie, it's by far John Lennon's worst contribution to a Beatles album. So I'm not surprised that it doesn't even get into the semi-final. So here we go. Is Paul your favourite Beatle, says Ian? Yes, he is, but it wasn't me that chose these 4 semi-finalists on this case. Yeah, so I'm not surprised that Paul McCartney's got 4 songs in the semi-final here, because he was on fire in 1969. Interesting. Right, okay, let's move on to the semi-final, shall we? The semi-final is Legacy. So which of these songs do you think has got the best legacy? You know, we're now 52 years on from these songs being recorded. Which do you think maybe are the most sort of well respected in the Beatles canon, or the one that have the ones that are sort of most remembered by the public, or you know, the ones that have got the highest place in the rock and roll pantheon, to use a not actually very big word? So our first semi-final is I've Got a Feeling versus Get Back. So, votes, folks. Which song do you want to put into the final based on legacy? Which of those 2 songs do you think has the biggest legacy? Get Back or I've Got a Feeling? Let us know. The winner goes through. Sweet Loretta Fat, says Evie Mintage. Yeah. What's that Ian says there? You should go through each album and see who owns it, i.e. who makes the best contribution. Thank you for that. Might have to think about that one at some point. It's a good idea, that. Right, okay, we've got answers coming through. So, Get Back, I've Got a Feeling. Get Back, Get Back, Get Back, Get Back, Get Back, Get Back. I've Got a Feeling. Get Back, Get Back, Get Back. It's Get Back, isn't it? Get Back is winning this, no doubt about it. I've Got a Feeling is a great song. I've Got a Feeling is one of my personal favourite Beatles songs. Not sure I've ever admitted that publicly, but it is. But I see where you're going with this, and Get Back has definitely won that. Regrettably, says RoboTube. Get Back's in the final. So it's Paul Clash of the Heavyweights in the other semi-final. It's Let It Be versus The Long and Winding Road. And remember, again, we're talking here about legacy. Which of these 2 songs? Which of these 2 songs has the best legacy, do you think? Let It Be, Long and Winding Road. Don't just vote for Let It Be because it's the easiest to type. Go with your actual proper feeling here. So let's see which wins out of Let It Be and Long and Winding Road. I suspect we are going to start getting some votes through very shortly, at my end anyway. Yep, they're coming through now. Long and Winding Road, Let It Be. Oh, it's 1-1. It's 1-1. Izzy's abstaining. Oh, Let It Be's suddenly got about 7 or 8, 9, 10, 11 votes in a row. We can see what's happening here, folks, can't we? Spectre ruined Long and Winding Road. Let it, says Paula, let it be, let it be. Long and Winding Road is not doing very well here. It's getting the odd vote. Anthony's not happy, but he has voted for what is most definitely the winner. So, here we go. In our World Cup, or Euro 2020, whichever you prefer, of Let It Be songs, we have our finalists. And I hope you're starting to see what a challenge it is when I have to make these decisions on my own without you helping me out. It's a flipping nightmare, to be honest. So anyway, at the final, I thought that the category for the final would be overall enjoyment. There we go. So, this is the final for overall enjoyment, and I'm thinking which song, when it finishes, when it gets to the end of the song, which one do you think, oh, I enjoyed that? Which one do you think the most that you enjoyed? We're talking about, it's probably worth mentioning here, interestingly, these are both songs that have two versions, a single version and an album version. Get Back obviously differing most between the two. Let It Be differs on the guitar solo and a couple of other bits and pieces. But we're talking about the album versions here. So let's have a look what is coming through here as our answers. We've got Let It Be, Let It Be, Let It Be, Get Back, Let It Be, Get Back, Get Back, Get Back. Oh, Get Back's got some votes coming through. This is interesting. Right. Get Back, Let It Be. Do you know what? This is close. I thought Let It Be was going to win that one, but I'm not sure that it has. Let It Be, Get Back, Let It Be. I'm just going to scroll down here and I'm going to do something here. Get Back, Let It Be. And I'm going to do a bit of a count up here. So let's just they're semi-final votes I'm looking at. Let me just make sure I get to the start of where the right. I'm doing a bit of a count up here. 1, 2, 3. Do you know what this is? This is a logistical nightmare. Why did I ever think this would be easy to do? We've got Get Back. We've got Let It Be, Let It Be, Let It Be. Let It Be, Let It Be. And then a load of votes came through for Get Back, Get Back. Oops. Let It Be. And then there was Get Back, Get Back, Get Back, Get Back, Get Back, Get Back. Get Back. Title song. Get Back, Get Back. This is really, really close. I'm going to stop the voting in a moment. I agree, Callum. Nearly 200 people watching, which is crazy. Thank you, watching. Get liking the video for Andrew. I don't ask for likes very often, but yeah, if you want to hit like on this video, that really helps me out by YouTube thinking, oh, people must like this video. We'll show it to other people. So if you want to do that, that would be awesome. While I carry on doing... right, I think I've totted up all the votes that I could see. So let me just use my Excel skills here to say that 13 there for Get Back. Oh my God, it's 13 all. I don't believe it. Have you really made me choose here? Oh. Yes, crazy for Beatles. I may have voted twice. I think a few people have voted twice and more, if we're being honest. But at the point where I stopped, where I thought, right, I'm taking votes up to this point, I've counted 13 for each of them. Right, what do I do? We need an actual poll, says Joshua. We do, but I don't have that facility here to do that. So, blimey, right. I have the casting vote, folks, because I stopped it and it happened to be 13 all. Penalty shootout. Is that what we're going to do? I don't know how that would work. Paul McCartney steps up to take a penalty. He scores. For which song? I don't know. Yeah, I'd love to do a penalty shootout, but I don't know. Do you know what I'm going? Oh, no. I'm gonna man up here and make a decision. Right. Okay. I'm declaring the winner. Make it a draw, says Sheffield and me. Nah, that's unsatisfactory for everybody. They are both classic songs. They are both fantastic songs. I think one of these songs is a classic among Beatle fans and sort of general rock fans. And I think one of them is a classic amongst a much larger demographic. And I think one of these songs also is one that's lasting the generations a lot more and is getting known to new audiences all the time. There's one of these songs that people getting into music now know much more than the other. I think you can see where I'm heading with this. Folks, I am declaring the winner of my live World Cup or Euro 2020 of Let It Be songs, that's a mouthful, is Let It Be. or letter it be, as I've typed it. That's our winner. For the reasons that I've just mentioned, I just think it's the one that is going to be remembered more than others for generations to come. So there you go. Ian spotted my London Nil Hull 4 album in the background. First band I ever saw live, he says. Excellent. I was at their last ever gig. Bridlington Spa, April 1987 or 8, I can't remember which. So anyway, I think I'm not knocking Get Back. Get Back is a fantastic song. It's an absolute classic, but I think Let It Be is transcending time and dimensions a little more than Get Back is. So there you go. I enjoyed that. I needed that because I have had a pretty horrible week, and I needed to just enjoy myself for an hour or so, which I certainly have done. So that was fun. Thank you for that. Has anybody got anything else that they want to discuss while I'm here? Let me know. And because we can do a few more minutes, no problem. Paul, as the Ruttles one said, shocked and stunned. Very stunned. Very stunned. Tom says, any pickups on Record Store Day 21? No, I didn't even go and look, to be honest. I saw the list and there wasn't really anything that grabbed my attention, so I didn't even take a trip into town to look. I need a haircut. Badly. Yeah, you should move to Twitch and use their survey feature during lives. Interesting. I don't know what Twitch is. I barely know what YouTube is. I'm still getting made around this. Which Let It Be solo do you prefer, Andrew, says Andrew. Andrew Galvin. I kind of prefer the slightly more laid-back single version, I think. Yeah, I think the single version is my go-to. I only tend to listen to the album version when I'm listening to the album. If I just wanted to listen to Let It Be, I'll probably put the single version on. Jimmy Nicol likes a pickle. Would like to say thank you on behalf of the group and ourselves, and I hope we pass the audition. Thank you. Yeah, Sheffield and Beyond. Yes, you did, didn't you? You told me you'd got a ticket to the Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan's doing like a live gig, but it's a streaming gig. You don't go to it. You watch it on telly at home. So that's interesting. When is it? I didn't get as far as looking at when it is. Is it very soon? So that'll be interesting. I think there might be... I mean, Bob's brave putting himself out there like that on telly through a very sort of sanitized TV audio feed live, which is different to, you know, if you're in an arena or something and it's blasting out through the PA. I think that can be a lot more forgiving. I think you know what I'm saying, folks. So, yeah. Okay, what else have we got? A John Lennon song would definitely win on Rubber Soul, says Marcus. Quite possibly, and I think that would be an interesting one for the competition that was mentioned a few minutes ago about you know, like who comes out of each album the best, because John was absolutely flying at that point, and a John Lennon song would definitely win on Rubber Soul. It probably would. But you never know with these things. It's really weird because if you get a first round clash, In My Life will play Norwegian Wood. First round, one of them's gone. And then you only need In My Life to come up against something, I don't know, that beats it in a specific category, and they're both gone. So July 18th, the Dylan thing, so about a month's time. That'll be interesting. Am I going to watch the live stream, says Izzy, that Macca's doing with Mary and Stella for the release of Linda's cookbook? I know they've done podcasts, but I didn't know anything about a live stream. So I don't know. I will look out for some detail on that if I get a chance. I would like to see that. Claire, I might have some disappointing news for you here. To hear Tomorrow Never Knows on a Giles Martin mix would be amazing. Yes, it would. I think it's one of those songs where, a bit like Revolution 9 and one or two others, where they're going to struggle to do a full remix of it, because I think some of the tape loops, I think because of the way that it was recorded with tape loops and such like, I don't think I don't think they can do as full a remix as you might hope that they can do. I'm sure I've read that before. But I really hope we find out, because I would love to see that Revolver box set and a Rubber Soul box set. That would be great. Agreeing with what Graham's saying there. I don't think it'll be next, but or it might be. What you mean after Let It Be? Could be. Could maybe be. I would love to. Rubber Soul and Revolver are crying out for box sets, I think, like that. Rory says, why do I like iTunes? I just do. I have tried alternatives. I'm more than happy to move to an alternative. But every one that I've tried has had some some like killer blow where, no, I'm not putting up with that. And I've not seen anything yet that will do better for what I need than iTunes. So, Richard Binnington, hello, on Joe Mayo's stream. Yeah, I did an unexpected 3/4 of an hour on Mean Mr. Mayo's live stream the other night. You said you managed to find a digital download listing for the All Things Must Pass high-res audio. Any chance of a cheeky link? I can't give you the exact link because I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to type in the website, and there you go. I've sent that in the chat. And I never know how to pronounce this company. It's like Kubus. I've really no idea. But yeah, I've ordered an additional version of All Things Must Pass. So I've got the 5 CD Blu-ray box on order. I have got the green and black splatter vinyl, but I saw that Kubos were advertising all 70 tracks in full 192 high-res, so like proper high-res, for about £37. So I thought about it, and I thought, what an absolute pain it is trying to get high-res files off those Blu-rays and then tagging them and all that. And I thought, no, I can justify buying a high-res download for that. So, yeah, that's the website anyway. If you look on that and just do a search for All Things Must Pass, you will find it. Sheffield and Beyond, this is interesting. Can we do a live World Cup for All Things Must Pass before release date? What do you think, folks? That's a good question. I'm up for it if you are. Let me know. But say ATMP yes or ATMP no if you're not up for that. And let's see if it looks like people want it. My wish is your command. You know, this is what I'm here for. This is what I was put on this earth for. I have no other use to anybody. So I'm happy to do that. That could be fun. Do we include the apple jam or not? I'd rather not, to be honest. Speaking of baked in, I would love to hear a great remix of Got to Get You Into My Life. Again, you know, I mentioned a few minutes ago about I've Got a Feeling being one of my absolute favourite Beatles songs. Got to Get You Into My Life is another of my absolute favourite Beatles songs. They would probably both be top 10 for me. I absolutely adore that song. The confidence of it is magnificent. ATMP, yes. Sheffield and Beyond, looks like you've come up with a winning idea there. You might have to remind me near the time, in case if I forget, send me a message on Twitter and remind me, and let's get it on. Let's do that. That'll be fun. I'll look forward to that. Because again, I can kind of relax if I do them live, because you get to make all the really horrible decisions. So you get first round. It's for epicness, it's All Things Must Pass versus My Sweet Lord. Good luck. You decide that one. I don't have to. So, yeah, I'll go for that. And this might be the future of my World Cups, is to do them live, so it absolves me of all responsibility. Until you go and do something like 13 all in the final. And I've just realised that graphic's still up on screen. You don't need to be seeing that anymore, do you? Let's get rid of that. There we go. 10 minutes too late. So yeah, some people I've seen messages about Apple Jam. No, I would leave Apple Jam off. I think if we do that, we'll just stick to the main double album. So that will be that'll be fun. So August 6th it's coming out, isn't it? So maybe sometime back end of July, folks, we may well do a live All Things Must Pass World Cup. That could be fun. Yeah. Andrew Galvin, coming up with some good questions tonight. What do you think will be after Let It Be? What do I think will be after Let It Be? I think it probably would then be time to go back to Rubber Soul Revolver. I keep saying I would love to see a more expanded Magical Mystery Tour than that. Although that's a great set. That's the one that came out about, was it 2012? I think it came out. I think it's been kind of blown away by the others that have come along. So I would like to see that as well. And then it would be very interesting to see if or what they do for the early albums. That would be intriguing to see, definitely. You're welcome, Richard. Hopefully you've got on the Kubo's website. Yeah, that should be a good tasty download. Because also it means as well that as soon as 6th of August hits, I can start listening to those songs. I don't have to be waiting for the box set to arrive. So Anthony, do you think Get Back's delay will scupper any chance of an archive back end of the year? Very interesting question, as you are renowned for. I think it all depends on, well, going right back to sort of early on in this live stream we were talking about, would they split out the audio box set and the video box set and have them as two completely separate entities? If they do, and if we got an audio box set, I don't know, let's say around about September time, give George, they're very good with their major releases, the Beatles, and giving each other space. Not so much other sort of smaller releases, but the major things. So if All Things Must Pass gets its 6th of August release and maybe a week or two of clear promotion, then maybe, and this is just my speculation, I don't know, could we then have an announcement of the audio set? So if that came, let's say, second half of August, it was announced, it could be out for the back end of September. That would whet people's appetite for what's coming on Disney Plus. That could leave room. You know, if that came out back end of September, early October, you then give it a couple of clear weeks, and then Paul announces, bang, it's my new archive collections. They could be out maybe late November. He's done that before. I think Red Rose Speedway and Wildlife, didn't they come out November-ish, late-ish November? So it's a time of year that Paul is happy to do. So I wouldn't rule it out yet. Anyway, cheers, Tom. Goodbye. I see you saying goodbye there. Southend Arts Council, good point. There's a large backlog of big budget films waiting for cinema release. You don't see Get Back getting a cinema release. That's going to be a big thing as well. I can't claim to have any sort of real knowledge of how the cinema industry works, but although they haven't got a lot of films to show at the moment, you know, Bond's coming, and that's the one I'm bothered about anyway, is the Bond film. When the heck am I going to get to see that? I don't know what else is coming because I don't get involved in things like Marvel and all that kind of thing. I don't know anything about those. So I don't know whether there's any of those coming. The big question from Rory is, what's the score going to be for Scotland-England match tomorrow night? With a name like Rory, does that mean that you're Scottish, or have I just done a huge generalisation there, Rory? I'm going to go for 2-0 to England. Same as last time, 25 years ago this week. Gaza. Hendry's still on his backside after that goal. Jimmy Nicol likes pickle. It's a good name, that. I like that. Concert for Bangladesh is 50 years this year, yeah. Although I'd love to have a package for that. It just feels like the rights to it would be an absolute nightmare because of everybody who's on it, so I'm not holding out any hope of that. Graham, have you played the half-speed RAM? I've got it. Did you notice any difference? Yes, I've played it a few times. I really like it. I've also had the opportunity to go back and listen to various other versions of RAM, including an original 1971 UK version, which was phenomenal. And so the RAM half speed, it's great. I love it. It's really clean. It stands out. It's got a lot of presence to it. But But I was blown away by that 1971 original that I heard. Yeah. Lewis is asking where I got that Ram Half Speed remaster from. Can't find it anywhere but eBay. I did actually see one in a shop. I was in a shop yesterday. The Vinyl Whistle in Headingley record shop, run by a Premier League referee, no less. And I noticed yesterday they'd got a copy, £35. I don't know if you can order it online through them, but the Vinyl Whistle in Leeds, Headingley, they've got one. Where did I get mine from? I think, is that what you asked? Did you ask where I got mine from? Can't remember. Oh yes, can I ask where? I got mine from Jumbo Records in Leeds. Yeah. So, let it be trivia. What did Doris get? She got her oats in phase 1. Brilliant. Scotland will literally explode if they win, especially after Monday. There was a good news article earlier with the Scotland fans coming down to Wembley and just having a jolly good time. Kenneth, Andrew, do you like the All Things Must Pass remix better? I've only heard individual. I've only heard the title track. I've heard the run of the mill bit that's come out, and just the snippets that's in like a 1-minute advert where there's a little bit of My Sweet Lord and a little bit of What Is Life. So it's hard to say, really. It's almost impossible to say until I hear the full album. But I'm certainly very much looking forward to it. I think it's a great idea, one that I've been waiting for a long time. And it could be fantastic, and I really hope it is. So I'm looking for that. Hi, Oliver. How are you doing? You see the new Noel Gallagher in the background? Yeah, got that last week. That's the 3-disc version. There's a lot of stuff on there that isn't on his album, so I thought that was good because I was getting a lot of new things that I didn't already have there. So that was good to get hold of. Yeah, Tom, you were 10 when Gaza scored that goal. What a day! What a goal! It was brilliant. Really good. And I was rewatching the match recently, and I didn't I completely forgotten. You know, when Gary McAllister got his penalty saved, Gaza's goal was only about a minute after that. It was like almost straight after. Those two things sort of happened so close in the game. But yeah. Right. I see various mentions of Charles Hawtrey there. I guess somebody's been talking about... Oh, Bruce is saying, yeah, does everyone know who Charles Hawtrey is? Yes. I've got my Charles Hawtrey t-shirt. Well, I'm not wearing it now, but I've got my I Dig a Pygmy t-shirt that's got Charles Hawtrey on the front. I'm a massive fan of the Carry On films. Absolutely love them. So he was always somebody who I've watched a lot over the decades. Sheffield and Beyond, did I hear that they'd done 120 remixes for All Things Must Pass but only released 70? They certainly mentioned, Danny mentioned in an interview that there was at least something like 40 other songs that they had that they felt were worthy of release, but they couldn't or didn't want to fit them onto this package, and that there might be something else coming in the future. So would that be an early takes? That'll just be... Have I got my spatial awareness right there? Early Takes Volume 2, maybe? Volume 3? That'd be good. Yeah, so is it worth getting the George Early Takes Volume 1, says James. I've thought about it, but never have got it. Well, let me just... while we're here, let me show you. This is not an unboxing of anything new, but there you go. It's a cracking picture. Does anybody know where that picture was taken? I can only guess, and I am guessing, that was maybe around about the time that Help was being filmed. Could it be when they were in the Bahamas? I don't know, but I love that photograph. So this was brought out to coincide with this Martin Scorsese Living in the Material World documentary. Absolutely fantastic documentary. It's 1 disc, and I don't know whether you'll be able to read this or not. I'll see if I can get you the track list. It might be difficult to read. That's about the best I can do. But it's mainly like All Things Must Pass era acoustic demos. There's very little. I think there's a little bit of electric guitar in here, but not much. But you've also got things that aren't on All Things Must Pass, like demos of. So you've got Woman Don't You Cry For Me, which was, what was that? Was that 33 1/3? I think. and the light that has lighted the world from living in the material world. So it's not all things must pass era. But yeah, I would say it's worth picking up. You can probably find that not too expensive. There's some really nice stuff on there. Yeah, there seems to be a few people saying that they also think that was taken during Help, Bahamas. Certainly that would make sense to me if it was. Brilliant photograph, though. There are some great photos of George around. Right, folks, I'm going to wrap it up for now. I want to thank you all for joining and talking about this new Get Back announcement. That's been good. Even means that Carry On Films World Cup. Nobody wants to see that. Maybe you do. I'd enjoy it, but I don't think anybody would want to see that. Thank you for joining in with the World Cup or Euro 2020 of Let It Be songs. That was a lot of fun to do that live. I did enjoy that. I'll have to think of a better way to do the scoring for next time, because that was a bit of a mad free-for-all. And I think there was some cheating going on out there, folks, with multiple votes coming in from people. But we won't worry too much about that. So cheers, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I hope I'm not doing too many videos in this room, but if the next video you see, if all my CDs are back on these shelves, you know that things are not going well, and I'm not ruling it out at the moment. But thank you very much, everybody. Have a pleasant evening, and I'll see you all again as soon as possible. Cheers. Bye-bye.